Hey guys, welcome back to Junior Breeder Aquatics with Andrew. Today we're going to be talking about and answering the question of what does an aquarium filter do and why do you need an aquarium filter on your tank? I hope to address that question today as well as some other things relating to aquarium filters and what is happening in our aquarium. And if you guys are interested in aquarium videos, I have other videos on this channel that talk about air stones and undergravel filters and heaters and how to install them and use them and all the things like that. So if you guys like this video and enjoy what I'm saying and what I'm telling you guys, I'd ask that you guys just consider checking out those other videos. And if you like them obviously, but also consider subscribing to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. And you'll stay notified when I come out with new videos pertaining to aquarium, so it's a win-win for both of us. So with that, we'll get into the video of why do we have aquarium filters, or what is the purpose of aquarium filters. So in a very broad sense, aquarium filters are just a means to facilitate more surface area for bacteria to grow within inside of your aquarium, and it is the bacteria that is breaking down ammonia into nitrate. That's basically what an aquarium filter is meant to do. It can do a lot of other things. It can help remove out actual physical debris from the tank. It can have chemical additions in there to help chemically clean the tank. It can also provide aeration or water flow to the tank, but principally an aquarium filter is meant to help facilitate the conversion of ammonia into nitrate. Now, aquarium filters aren't necessary for this process. Bacteria grows on every single part of your tank surface, on your leaves, on your gravel, and all that area. That's why undergravel filters work, but it is a lot easier, and I would not recommend to the new beginner or to anybody that doesn't have an experience in aquatics to be looking at doing a no filter tank or understanding how to do that. So an aquarium filter is an area that allows for more colonization of bacteria, because bacteria that we rely on our tank to convert that ammonia into nitrate need to be attached to a surface. And by providing an area that is aerobic, meaning that there is oxygen present, the bacteria can then break down that ammonia into nitrite, And that oxygen part is very important, and that's why your filters, if you leave them shut off for long periods of time, particularly canister filters or hang-on back filters, sponge filters or other things inside of the tank don't have that same problem, because they are going to stay within the water column and are not going to become isolated and consume all the oxygen too quickly. Granted, over long periods of time they can be, but that's neither here or there. That's not the point of this video. But they need oxygen to survive and to do their task, and the task of breaking down ammonia into nitrate. That is the main function of what a filter does. And the filter in and of itself does not replace water changes, and the filter in and of itself does not break down that ammonia into nitrate, ammonia to nitrate. An aquarium filter is just the area that is being provided, an increased surface area for the bacteria to colonize and to start breaking down that ammonia. The ammonia initially comes from the fish, or uneaten food is the other option, but the fish, as they are going about their normal lives, they are producing waste from their metabolic processes, and those metabolic waste can be released in a number of different ways. They can be released as ammonia, as urea, or as fish waste, poop, feces, whatever you want to call it. Majority of fish waste, as we think of it, is actually released passively through the gills. As the fish is bringing in oxygen and excreting out CO2, it is also excreting out ammonia passively, and that's where a majority of the ammonia that you have in your tank is coming from, is actually the fish's gills. As it's respiring, it's actually breathing out that ammonia into its environment. And that ammonia is very toxic to fish. That ammonia can kill fish at very small levels in comparison to levels of nitrate within the tank. So we want to convert that as quickly as possible from ammonia into nitrate. And we do that by having increased surface areas within our tanks that aquarium filters can provide. And so it will take the bacteria, will take that ammonia, break it down into nitrite, and then they will break down that nitrite into nitrate. Ammonia and nitrite are relatively toxic to fish and can only be tolerated in very low amounts, whereas nitrite can be tolerated in very large amounts and can actually build up in your aquarium. But as I said earlier, an aquarium filter is not going to remove those nitrates from the water. The only way that nitrates are going to be removed from the water are denitrification, water changes, and plants. Denitrification is something that's above the scope of this video, so we're not going to talk about it. Just know that it exists and is a possibility if you ever want to look into that. The other two, plants and water changes, are different ways to remove or export that nitrate out of the water column. For plants, plants are going to use that nitrate as a source of energy for them to actually produce more growth within their plant mass. And you will then remove those plants as they grow, as you trim them or cut them back or whatever, and you'll be removing that nitrogen from the tank itself. The other way to do that is to do water changes. And water changes in themselves is just removing water from the tank. So say you have 100 parts of nitrate within a tank, you do a 20% water change, you're going to now be down to 80 parts of nitrate in your tank. And when you fill that back up with clean water that has been dechlorinated and all the other necessary steps, you're now going to have 80 parts of nitrate in that tank volume. That's what we do water changes for, is to remove those nitrates from the tank. But an aquarium filter cannot do that. Aquarium filter does not replace water changes or exporting those nitrates from the tank. And eventually those nitrates will get too high that they will also start killing the fish, but those are in far higher levels than what are for nitrite or ammonia. And the best way to test all this is with a test kit, like an API test kit, Tetra strips, anything like that, so that you know what your aquarium is doing, and you can gauge when you're doing water changes based on that, rather than just either habitually doing them or just feeling you need to do one now. You can actually have a reason behind why you're doing water changes. So just a quick recap over all of this. An aquarium filter does not remove nitrates from the water. You have to do that in some way, shape, or form, either trimming plants out or doing water changes. An aquarium filter also in of itself does not convert ammonia into nitrite and eventually into nitrate. That is the bacteria that you have within your fish tank that is doing that. And that aquarium filter is providing a larger surface area for those bacteria to colonize and start breaking down that ammonia. Like I said, you don't necessarily need to have a filter, but that is a more experience level, higher level experience that is needed for that, and I would not recommend it to beginners to start trying to do that. I don't bother with it because there's really no reason to start messing with that. And ultimately, aquarium filters do need to be cleaned. Like, they aren't going to be able to function well if they become all gunked up with debris as they are running or collecting. They're going to create anaerobic zones where that bacteria is going to start dying off, and you're going to lose the ability of that filter bacteria to actually start breaking down that ammonia into nitrate. So I hope you guys found this video interesting and enlightening in some sense. If you guys are interested in other aquarium videos or ideas or things like that nature, I do have videos, like I said, about air stones and sponge filters and undergravel filters and how to set up heaters and air pumps, all that type of stuff on my channel. So I would encourage you guys, after you're done watching this video, to go check out one of those videos. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a blessed day. See ya.